Yay Networks.
Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars. I'm your host, Brit Mogensen, and happy Valentine's Day. Cheers, you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you know I have a little champagne glass. It's a holiday. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to talk about love astrology. I feel like I get so many DMs about love astrology. Who doesn't love love? Who doesn't want to know about themselves, about the people they're interested in, exes even? So we are going to provide some clarity, and we're going to talk about celebrity Venus signs too, to decode some of the tea that's been going on in the headlines. All right, but before we get to that, let's talk about your astro forecast for the week. So this is a really nice week. Happy to report. Oh my God, it's so nice to be able to tell you guys things are going well. So this is just a beautiful week as far as like astrology. Today for Valentine's Day, this is one of the luckiest days of the year because of what we have going on in the stars. So whether you guys have somebody in your life that's special to you, if you're going to do something romantic, just know it's going to go really well today or tomorrow, actually, because it's just so good. Like the 14th and 15th, it's beautiful. If you're single, one of the things that I want you guys to remember is that anytime I talk about love and like when the aspects are positive for love, it's also something that you can apply to your creative life, your fifth house. The fifth house is what rules love in our charts, and it also rules over like having fun. It rules over projects, creativity. So, children as well. So, like, if you don't have someone that you want to spend this energy on, remember, you can still use the energy. Just be sure that you channel it into like something creative, fun with friends, because it's just such a good energy. You don't want it to go to waste. All right. So this is not the night to like stay at home and like this would be the night to and like watch TV. This would be the night to like maybe call up your girlfriends and go do like have some wine and do like what is that like paint thing where you like paint stuff? Like it's just such a creative energy. Okay. So coming up, Pisces season is actually starting this Saturday, February 18th. So get ready for things to get a little bit more dreamy. This is kind of like, I feel like we're kind of getting into the vibe with the aspects today on Valentine's Day, but this is going to continue to like expand. Neptune rules Pisces. So this is like the area of our lives that are just like dreamy and expansive. And I mean, dare I say romantic. So Pisces season is going to be even more romantic than Valentine's Day, if you guys can imagine that. So that's going to be really good. Great time for creativity, great time for water signs. And then Sunday, the 19th, you guys, we have a new moon in Pisces that is a really nicely aspected new moon. So like I said, everything good is happening right now. So just like make the most of it, soak it in. At this new moon, this is the time where you can manifest something new, something really positive, something creative, even in whatever house in your birth chart is ruled by Pisces. So, for example, my second house starts in Pisces, which means the second house is all about money. So, I'm going to be focusing on writing down my goals on Sunday that have to do with money, especially because it's Pisces energy. I'm going to be thinking, like, how can I make money doing creative things that I love? So, I'm going to be thinking about the podcast, merch, new ways that I can maybe write ebooks, like all kinds of things like that are going to be falling under that house, which is why I really want you guys to know all of your placements. And that's actually one of the things I'm going to be working on manifesting on Sunday is something for you guys, like a tool you can use to input all your information. So while we're doing this podcast, we're doing it together. You guys can be clocking everything and like applying it to your own chart. But regardless of where it falls in your life, just know that this Sunday is really beautiful. So I would say spend it slow and easy. Maybe wake up late. This would be a great day to like go shopping, do something fun, see your friends. If you're in a relationship, have a romantic little date and just really make the most of it. Okay, you guys, when we get back, we are going to talk about what's going on in the headlines. And I cannot wait to dig into Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. You guys know there's been so much speculation, but I think the birth charts are going to tell us the truth. A few major things happened over the weekend. There was the big game, of course, but more importantly, on Sunday the 12th, Megan Fox was unfollowing Machine Gun Kelly. She was following Eminem, Harry Styles, one other person, or no, Timothy Chalamet. She was going all out. And then she just deleted her entire Instagram. Oh, yeah. And then that post that she did with like the Lemonade Beyonce lyric. They're so everybody's like, did they break up? Are they not together anymore? Dumois said that she thinks that this is just like a little bit of drama, that they're still together. But you know what, you guys? Whenever there's this much controversy, like whenever there's this much speculation, I am inclined to think that we just need to dig into the birth charts, right? That's the fun thing about astrology is you can just speculate and take your gossip to a whole new level. So let's get into what was going on for Megan Fox. Since she was the one that was like, doing all these things, she was the one taking the actions. So, okay. So I pulled up all the transits for Sunday the 12th. So this is like where all the planets were in the sky. And then what I did was I looked at her birth chart and I saw how like they were aspecting how these transiting planets were aspecting her birth chart. That's kind of how you can tell how things are affecting you. So for her, the thing that really just stuck out to me as a glaring sign that really I think explains exactly what's been going on is she has Chiron. So Chiron in Aries on this day, okay, almost exact, actually exact, was sextiling. So you can just, it's so crazy, was sextiling her sun. Now, the sun is your ego, it's your sense of self, it's your sun sign. So we've talked about this. It's like where you shine, it's how you act in life, really how you show up, just kind of like your natural vibe. And Chiron is the it's what rules like your wound. So when you have Chiron sextiling your sun in a relationship with your sun on a particular day, it's going to push you. So her wounds on Sunday the 12th were activated. And I mean, how crazy is this, right? I love when you can see it in the transits. I don't love this for her, but the good news is when there is a sextile or a trine with anything going on in astrology, like with any type of transit for the planets, those two aspects are considered positive. So even though this involves Chiron, the planet of like wounding or the asteroid of wounding, this is all for a greater purpose that's going to benefit her. So this is why I feel like this is something way deeper, you guys, than just like people saying, "Oh, it's just a little squabble, whatever." Let's look at her chart. I think this was deeper. So this makes me a little sad, to be honest, because when you look at Machine Gun Kelly's Venus and her Venus, it's like there was so much compatibility. There was so much that they had that I feel like they were able to give each other. And we're going to get into like everybody's Venus signs next, but let's just talk about theirs first. So Megan has her Venus in Gemini. Okay. Gemini is all about like the twins. It's about wanting to find that person that is like your perfect mirror. And if you guys have heard like all of those, interviews that she's done where she talks about how they're twin flames, there's that twin theme. She talks about how she manifested him as like her perfect person. They even look alike. I mean, in a lot of photos, like when I was researching this, I saw photo after photo where they were looking at each other. And I swear to you, their side profile was like almost identical. It was shocking. So for her, because her Venus is in Gemini, that's what she wants. That's what she looks for. She's been looking for that other half. And it's so heartbreaking that I think she really, whether she found it or not, we don't know, but she really felt like she found it with Machine Gun Kelly. And then for him, his Venus is in Pisces. And Pisces is really dreamy. We just talked about how we're getting into Pisces season coming up. So it's like creative, dreamy. It's a water sign. So think about really deep waters. Sometimes those deep waters are calm and beautiful and relaxing. And sometimes you don't know what the heck's under there. So it's like there's such a range with people with a lot of Pisces energy. You don't really know what you're getting. And so with them, they are so dreamy and spiritual, even if they're not like outwardly spiritual. A lot of the time, people with their Venus in Pisces will look for spirituality in love. And oh my, you guys, like, how much do we see that in their connection? They talk about how, again, they're twin flames. They talk about their birth charts. There was this like GQ interview video that they did that I watched a while back, and it really struck me. I thought it was like so cute, as an astrology lover myself. I was like, that's so cute. Like, she went into his full chart. He was like, kind of like talking about it with her, like he was into it. I just, it really, I felt like for him, he really got that spirituality and that faith, that otherworldliness that he's been seeking where his Venus sign is. That's, what he loves, what he craves. He got that from her. So we can see how even though her Venus is in an air sign of Gemini and his Venus is in a water sign Pisces, we see how it's almost just a perfect match. One has what the other has been looking for. It's like what the other lacks, but what they've been looking for. Almost like that energy of completion. So, okay, there's the backstory. Now, here's what it looks like is going on. So, Megan's fifth house is starts at 4 degrees Gemini, okay? And your houses are like the areas of your life that you look at. So we have 12 areas of our life in astrology. We have 12 houses that correspond to those areas of our lives. The first house is yourself. The second house is your finances and your values. The third house is communication, siblings, chatting, media. The fourth house is your home, your sense of feeling like you belong and your actual home, the structure of your home, your family. The fifth house is love, relationships, dating. It's like the fun part of love. It's like the beginning stages, it's passion. The fifth house is creativity. It's also children. So it's just like that pure energy of love and excitement, the giddy feelings that you get when you first meet someone. So and we'll talk about the rest of the houses later, but I really want to get into this because it's just, you guys, it's so crazy. So, with her fifth house starting at 4 degrees Gemini, containing Venus and Chiron, she has a really, really interesting fifth house energy. The area of her life that rules like dating and, lust and like just having fun, has both Venus and Chiron. So it has Venus, the planet of like love, beauty, abundance, like just like gorgeous aspects, and Chiron, the planet of your wound or the area of your wound. Whenever you have two planets in the same area of your chart, they play off each other. So this is her natal chart. This is like how she was born, where the planets were when she was born. So for her entire life, she's going to have this theme when it comes to dating, having fun, creativity, that there's going to be a wound there that she has to overcome. Everybody has this in one area of their life, which you can tell by looking at your birth chart. And for her, it happens to be in her fifth house. By the way, fun fact, I have the same placement. Good times. So I didn't get married till much later in life. And I did have quite the roller coaster of dating ups and downs. And it's kind of where you lose yourself, where you find yourself, where you learn your lessons. That's the Chiron thing. So the fact that this makes me so sad. So the fact that this day in particular was a day where she acted on impulse. She has her Mars in the first house and her sun. I mean, guys, all right, to break it down, to make it simple, this was, I think, super deep. This was about her overcoming something in her like ego and her sense of self. So this was bigger than Machine Gun Kelly. This was kind of like when you are on this journey of healing, sometimes you're going to like you're going to have these different things that occur that really affect you. So this day or like the days leading up to this, she had some sort of realization. Something happened and people are speculating that like he cheated. People are saying that that it was definitely like that he cheated with his like guitarist Sophie Lloyd. I tried to look up her birth chart information. I couldn't find anything more than the fact that her sun is in Virgo. I can look more into that, but I don't know. I kind of see it if they were having issues because Venus Pisces is very sensitive. And once you start fighting with them, sometimes they'll close up. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I just feel like this was something where she needed to take back her sense of self, the sun. So something about this relationship has triggered her and her ego rose up. And then the fact that she deleted it, I feel like right now she's in a place of contemplation. So I don't know. I really don't know if they're going to make it through this or not. I think if they do make it through this, it really says a lot about their relationship and that this isn't just a stepping stone of healing. It's not like a karmic connection, that it could actually be a twin flame connection, because if you can like overcome things and still stay side by side, that can be more of like that twin flame meant to be energy. So I wanted to pull a tarot card for them to see, because sometimes like you can only get so far, right, with the planets. Now let's see. I just want to know like what the outcome is. Let's take a prediction. This is the fun part. I mean, did you guys feel that drama though? Wow. I was floored. I was like, immediately need to pull up those transits. Okay. So I'm shuffling these cards. I'm going to pull a card from my Golden Girls deck, my beloved deck, that represents Megan's energy. Let's say on the 12th, like what was going on this specific day where really all hell broke loose? Seven of Cups. Oh my God. Okay. This is choices, guys. This is choices. If you are watching on YouTube, you can see that this is a card where the person on the card, Rose Nyland from Golden Girls, is looking at all these different cups and has all these different things. Like there's a snake in one cup, there's a heart, there's money. So it's like feeling like you have a lot of choices in life. Guys, I feel like this is kind of waking up to your worth. Oh my God. Okay. Let's get his energy on the 12th. Oh, you guys, you cannot make this stuff up. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see 5 of Cups. She's crying. What? Okay, so he was really, really sad. This is looking at what you don't have instead of what you do have. Also, with his Venus in Pisces, he's very, very sensitive. So something like this, I mean, who wouldn't be sensitive? Like if my fiance ever like delete followed my nemesis, like Eminem's his nemesis, like followed the nemesis and then like deleted the Instagram, I would be crying too. I'd be in 5 of Cups energy. That's sad. All right, let's see what caused this like blow up. What really caused it? Let's pull a card. People are speculating that it's cheating. We don't know for sure. Let's get a card for it. Ace of Cups. Cup runneth over with love. What? Let's get another one. It's weird. 8 of Wands. Things moving quickly. She definitely did move quickly with all of like the posting, deleting, following, unfollowing. Death card. Okay, guys. This is really sad. Okay, this is a sad story. So to interpret how these 3 cards tell the story, it looks like Ace of Cups is like feeling like your heart is so full of love. So I'm going to say that's both of them. Then things really happened quickly. 8 of Wands. Something happened. There was an event. It could have been a fight. It could have been cheating, but there was something that happened really quickly that was shocking. And because of that, Megan in particular felt the need to end it completely. Death card. So unless they make up, you guys, like maybe they'll reunite. I don't really know, but it looks like what's going on behind the scenes right now is that they are broken up. So, yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a breather and we're going to talk about your Venus sign, what it means for you, what you want in love, what makes you happy, and what you definitely don't want. All right. Speaking of your Venus sign placement, we all want to feel beautiful. We all want to look our best. And I have a product for you that I am absolutely obsessed with. From curling and straightening to hairspray to over bleaching, you guys, we've all done some damage to our hair over the years. So guilty. So if you're like me and you struggle to have longer, thicker hair after years of damage, then you have to give Vegamore a try. So I literally keep my Vegamore can of dry shampoo right here on the set with me because if my hair gets flat, I just do a little spritz and it gives me some fluff. It's not like I'm obsessed with dry shampoo, guys. I have a problem because it's not like other dry shampoos where your hair just gets like weighed down, chalky, nasty. This smells amazing. It's light and it just like it gives you a little extra oomph. Like I use it constantly. So also the shampoo and conditioner. So I get my hair bleached. We're all gonna be real here. We're all friends here. I get my hair bleached, which is so hard on your hair, right? We know that. Since I've been using Vegamore, my hair feels so insanely soft. Like I cannot recommend it enough. It really is changing the way that I feel about my hair even. Okay, so Vegamore, like I said, has transformed my hair, but their holistic approach to hair health uses smart botanicals that promote visibly thicker, fuller, longer hair. Makes sense. With the help of Vegamore, you can get healthy, beautiful looking hair without the use of harmful chemicals. All their products are cruelty free and never contain parabens or hormones. Vegamore has something for everyone looking to improve their hair health. The Grow Revitalizing Shampoo and Conditioner Kit works together to create visibly thicker hair and improve hair from the roots. They even have this root. It's like teeth. It's kind of like a little like a brush, and you can use it to like work in the serum to your roots. There is an entire system, and I've been using it like all together. There's even like a gummy. It makes me feel like I am just taking such good care of my hair. It's next level. They have all the ingredients that you need, so you don't have to like do the research yourself. They've got it covered, and it really everything smells amazing, makes your hair feel so good. Ah, I love it. With Vegamore, there is no risk when trying because they have a 90-day money back guarantee. But with 91% of customers saying they saw visibly thicker hair with Vegamore in just 3 months, you won't want to run out. All right, I'm so excited about it. So don't let damage of the past hold your hair back. See your hair's full potential with Vegamore. Go to vegamore.com/bzen and use code BZEN to save 20% on your first order. That's vegamor.com/BZEN, code BZEN to save 20% at vegamore.com/BZEN. You guys check it out. You will not be sorry. And let me know at me in your Instagram posts, in your stories. Like, I want to see how good it's making your hair. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. Let's talk about Venus. So, first of all, I'd like to point out again, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably can see what the heck I'm wearing. I've got a heart ring. I've got like a corset situation that's black because I am a Scorpio Venus, which we'll get to. And so, this is my Scorpio Venus ensemble with a little bit of Aquarius rising mixed in because people tend to dress like their Venus sign and rising sign mixed together. So, anyway, we'll get to that. But we're having fun. It's red. It is a little bit seductive. We're going to talk about that though. Okay, so Venus in your birth chart. When it comes to love, this is where I want all of you guys to get really, really familiar with the zodiac sign that you have, like that represents your Venus. So I know that our producer Riley has Aries Venus. So we're going to talk about Aries Venus first. That's the first sign of the zodiac. But in general, you guys, when you understand your Venus sign, it's like, so let's use Aries to get it started with it as like an example. Okay, so Rihanna and Riley, our fabulous producer, both have their Venus in Aries. And that means that what they look for in love is going to have Aries energy. So whenever they feel romantic, this is all about like what makes you feel romantic. Think like fairy tale, think when you're like enamored or able to fall in love. There are other placements, other planets that have to do with like lust and different things. And we can get into that in another episode. But because this is the day of love and romance, let's just focus on that Venus energy. It's such a cute, fun vibe. So if you have your Aries in Venus, like I said, a few other celebrities that you have this in common with are Shakira, Marilyn Monroe, Gal Gadot. You guys are in good company. Emily Blunt, Rihanna, and our producer Riley. So if you have this placement, the way that you show up in love, the way that you find people that really like interest you, that you would want to actually get into a relationship with, it's all Aries energy. So for you guys, it's like you look for someone who's like loud and fun and lively. And if you haven't been interested in dating those types of people yet, when you get to know your Venus sign, sometimes like we'll reject it when we're younger. So for example, my Venus is in Scorpio. My husband also has his Venus in Scorpio. But up until I met him, I feel like I really dated a lot of people that had like the opposite energy, like more like kind of Gemini energy or like more Aries energy, like loud and like all that stuff. Because sometimes we don't really know. It's like a process of learning, like through trial and error, like what really works for us in dating. So when you know your Venus sign, you can kind of see into the future of like what would really work for you. You can kind of hone in on what you actually want before having to maybe kiss all the frogs. So if you have your Aries and Venus, it's just important for you to have someone that you know, like you know how they feel about you. You guys don't necessarily, you don't need all of like the Pisces dreaminess. You're not really looking for a lot of like grounded stability. You probably kind of provide that for yourself. Like if we look at Rihanna, Shakira, Marilyn Monroe, well, Marilyn Monroe, poor thing. She went through some stuff. Her birth chart's interesting. Emily Blunt, Gal Gadot, like these are all very strong people. So for you guys, it's like you want someone that can match that fiery energy. You want to have fun. Aries is a fire sign. And so you guys have that in common with the other Aries, I mean, with the other fire sign Venuses. It's all about fun and like lighting things up. Also, because you guys are really straightforward in love, you really are not the kind of people who are going to be able to tolerate somebody being wishy-washy, someone like coming in and out of your life. And by the way, like I don't really think anybody should, but your tolerance for that kind of behavior is super low. So if someone wants to win you over, or if you want to get with someone who has their Venus and Aries, it's important that you pay attention to like that straightforward energy. Not overthinking things, just kind of like taking action. You need somebody that has that spark. And if you like someone with that, like just try not to overthink it. Just like show up. Really, it's all about action for you guys. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of reading between the lines. It's like if you're there, if they're here, if you guys are together, it's like this is it. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of like speculation and overthinking. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So let's get to the next fire sign, Venus. Oh, and by the way, it was so Aries, Venus for Rihanna to just come out on stage at the Super Bowl, like not announce it beforehand and just like have her baby out there. So another thing about that is like you guys are all about like the big gesture. It's all about like, hey, this is me. This is who I am. I'm not speculating. I'm not overthinking. I don't need to explain myself. It's all that, right? I loved it. And then, oh, another thing that was so Aries, Venus, Shakira. Remember, you guys, when Shakira, it's like so sad. Shakira and Gerard Piqué, they broke up, right? And then he was like dating this other woman, whatever. And she has 2 kids with him. Like, just, it was so sad, right? They were together for like 10 years. Well, she put a freaking witch on her balcony facing her ex-mother-in-law's house, who happens to live next door. Like, oh God, right? The disentangling is going to be so much for them. But she puts the witch up on the balcony and then she was blasting her song that's about Gerard Piqué cheating on her. That is so Aries Venus. Like, you guys do not mess around. So don't mess with an Aries Venus, okay? They'll get you right in your face. All right. Not behind your back, which is nice though. Okay. So the next fire sign, Venus energy, is Leo. And my favorite example of this is Pamela Anderson. She has her Venus in Leo and she's been all over lately, right? With her documentary, her 2 sons have been helping her with that. And whether however you look at her or like what she's doing, I think that she is such a sweet person. That's the Leo Venus energy. At her core, she's so sweet and loving. And I do think it says a lot that her sons are so supportive of her publicly, regardless of like, the context. I'm sure that's very awkward. I can't even imagine like your mom having a sex tape and like all that. However, when we really look at the dynamic going on in the family and what she's had to say about her love life, she says there's been like one great love. That is so Leo Venus. Leo Venus needs a lot of love because they love so, so largely. And a lot of the time, they will have one great love and that's it. Venus Leo, it's like, okay, so Leo, the lion, is associated with like royalty, being regal. So it's kind of like they're very selective when it comes to who they give their heart to. And they look for people who give them big love. They make their heart like really, I don't know, it's like they make them feel seen. Leo is all about like the ego in a way too. So they are not afraid to just go all in. Like they don't hold back when it comes to their ego. The sun is also associated with Leo. So it's like they will shine a light on it. They'll tell everybody, they will shout it from the rooftops. Like, okay, even though controversial, but even though he's married, Tommy Lee's like remarried, she still said, like, hey, that was the love of my life in the documentary. Shouts it from the rooftops. Doesn't care if like her ego is hurt or whatever. It's like this is a very open, pure, loving Venus sign. So if you want if you want somebody with their Venus and Leo, make sure that you give them a lot of praise and compliments. They really need to feel loved because, like I said, they love big and they will, if they like you, if they care about you, if they want something with you, they will let you know. This is not the type of person that you have to guess. It's like kind of similar to that other, to the Aries and Venus. It's like you don't have to guess with fire sign Venus people. Like they're going to let you know. They're going to be straight up. So with them, don't play coy. This is a sign that you just want to like put it all out there. Mirror that egoless love and let them know how you feel because feeling special, feeling loved, feeling larger than life is what Leo Venus people need. And that's how they'll make you feel as well when they care about you. So cute. Okay. Next, fire sign energy. We have Venus and Sagittarius. Bella Thorne is one of the examples for this that I thought, like, wow, embodies it totally. When I think of Venus and Sagittarius, I think wild and free because Sagittarius is like the explorer. So if you have your Venus in Sagittarius, you want to be free. You love love. You can commit when you're really in love with someone, but probably for a long time in your life, you will play the field, which is fine. And then when you do find someone that you want to settle down with eventually, it'll be someone that still gives you the feeling that you're on an adventure. For you guys, you can't like love can never be boring. Y'all don't look for that earth sign love. You don't look for that grounded energy. You need a love that makes you feel like you're always changing, always growing, keeps you on your toes. And then when you have that, you really can commit and stay, and stay forever. So I feel like a lot of times Sagittarius energy gets a bad rap when it comes to love, but you guys are actually very loving. So if you want somebody with this placement, you're gonna need to just like put on your put on your hiking backpack, get the travel like itinerary out. Like you're gonna need to keep it spicy, keep it fun, be adventurous, be ready for anything. And if that's not your vibe, I would say just be friends with that person, let it pass by because they're gonna constantly want to be on the go with you. Okay, other people that share this, we have Nicola Peltz, who married Brooklyn Beckham. I've listened to some pretty interesting blind items about them. So yeah, she's definitely fiery. I'll say that. Sarah Hyland, we have Bella Thorne, Evan Peters, and Nina Dobrev. So we can see with these people, like no matter what they project on the outside, when you really get to know them and get into a relationship with them, it is very, very free and open. Similar to, I'd say, Gemini, similar to Aquarius, which we're going to get to next. Okay, so now let's talk about Earth sign Venus energy. So, Taurus, if you have your Venus in the sign of Taurus, or if you like somebody with that vibe, you have this in common with Cole Hauser, Rip from Yellowstone. I die because I think that he's the perfect example of this. Uh, Lana Del Rey, great example. And then kind of a toxic example of this is Amber Heard. Okay, so let's talk about them. So if you have, I want to look at Rip, Cole Hauser, Rip, because I think that actors, when they can play a character so well, like, and this is such a beloved character. I can't tell you how many people I've seen on Instagram who name their dog Rip, name their kid Rip. Like I call my husband, like I think of him as a Rip. Like, so anyway, it's this energy of like, if you can play a character to a T like that, typically you have something in common with that character, especially astrologically. Like you can kind of see it in the chart. So when we look at his Taurus and Venus, this is an energy that is supportive, stable, strong, grounded. It is like just such a steady energy, understated but true. And in Yellowstone, you guys know that is his energy. That's why we all love him. He is just true blue, lets Beth be crazy, loves her. And he's like he's like got this big soft heart, but he hides it behind this bullish exterior. And that's how you are if you have your Venus in Taurus. You're not the kind of person that's going to want to move really quickly with people typically. And even Rip, that character, he was in love with Beth since he was a child. And they didn't get married till they were like, I don't know, in their 40s. So this is a sign that will typically find someone that they really care about. And like, that's it. It is this undying love. It is so grounded, so beautiful, and that's what you really want. If you have this placement, like you're looking for somebody who can give you that grounded energy because you don't necessarily need the Sagittarius adventure always changing energy. You don't need the Aries in your face, big gestures. You need someone that you know is going to be there through good and through bad. And that is really the most important thing to you. Also, Taurus is a very sensual energy. Venus rules Taurus. So for you guys, things like having romantic dates in nature, like having expensive, I don't know, like expensive food, really, not so much clothes and things, but it's like if someone takes you to like a really nice restaurant, or if you like someone with this placement, something really nice, like whining and dining is very Taurus energy. That's what you want. You want to feel like you're valued. And you really appreciate it when people show it in concrete ways. That's very earth sign energy. So if you have your Venus in an earth sign, or if you like somebody with that placement, just know that grounded, like real tangible earth, real like things that can show that person or can show you that you're loved. You kind of need that. You need that grounded thing. Okay, so next earth sign, Venus, we have, let's see, Venus in Venus in Virgo. Okay, Venus in Virgo people, Blake Lively, Robert De Niro, Meghan Markle, Chris Hemsworth, Tara Reid, and Jimmy Fallon. Quite a diverse group. So, but when you get to know them, if you were in a relationship with any of these people, you would get this Virgo energy from them. And what these people need and what they look for is loving, supportive, energy, similar to the Taurus energy, but it's more about service because Virgo is the sign of service. So people with Virgo Venus are very much softies. Like they love hard. And when they love you, they will do anything for you. It's all about those acts of service for Virgo energy. So for them, they want to show you their love. They want to do nice things for you. So if you are, with somebody and they have their Virgo Venus and they start like, taking your car to get washed or like, I don't know, like just doing little things for you, like leaving you little notes, giving you little gifts, doing nice things for you that like when you're stressed out, like that will show you more than anything that they truly do love and care for you because more than anything, they want to take care of someone and they want someone who will take care of them. It's all about nurturing and service. They look at love as a way to be a partner with someone where you take care of each other's needs. So it's really lovely. It's really sweet. If you like this person or if you have this placement, the biggest way to turn off someone with their Venus, Venus and Virgo is to be dramatic, to be extreme, to be like too fiery. Like if you have too much that you're like constantly throwing at them, like they'll get overwhelmed, they'll withdraw. They want that slow and steady love. Okay, so next we have Venus in Capricorn. This is surprising. This was really surprising to me. Miley Cyrus has her Venus in Capricorn. So the surprising thing about this was that she has her Venus in Capricorn because Capricorn is so grounded. It's the sign of the boss. It's the earth energy. It's the person that they really show their love. Again, earth sign through tangible means, but it's also about like money and status. And when I think of Miley Cyrus, I don't think of that at all. However, we know this is true because when we look at who she married and wrote flowers about and had like all this deep seated love and growth around Liam Hemsworth, he has a Capricorn sun. Enough said. So that explains why she was attracted to him because deep down, when you're in a relationship with Miley Cyrus, even though on the outside she seems just so wild, crazy, and free, uh, what she's looking for in love and romance is the opposite of that. She wants to feel loved, cared for, grounded. Capricorn is really about it's kind of about like a survival vibe sometimes. So that is about like status and legacy. So for her and for you, if that's your placement, what you really need is someone who will see you as special and then want to provide for you in like the physical sense. And it's more than just service, like the Virgo. This is more about like getting you it's like, okay, I'm going to marry you and get you a country club membership and we're going to get you a new car and like Capricorn is really honestly it's just like it's money, it's status, it's power. And for you, getting that from someone makes you feel loved. And if somebody has this placement and you're interested in them, you may want to, uh, you'll want to go slow with them because it's an earth sign energy, but you may want to kind of read like how interested they are in you by how much time they spend with you. Capricorn Venus, this is a sign that they're very discerning about how they spend their time. If they spend their time on you, time is money to a Capricorn, they care about you. If they buy you something, it sounds shallow, but for them, it's really not because Capricorn energy is about usually going through hardship and then overcoming. It's kind of like the sign of the hero's journey. They have to climb a mountain. It's the goat. They climb a mountain and then they're at the top of the mountain. So when they share and they give their gifts to you, financially, they want to increase your status. For them, that is like giving you what they want, what they never had, what they had to earn. So it goes deeper. But this is a sign you definitely want to go slow with. You want to be respectful around. It's all about like building a foundation. Other celebrities that have this placement are Scarlett Johansson, surprising, had no idea. January Jones, Miles Teller, and Christian Bale. Batman. I could see Batman having that. Because it's like, yeah, he could play that because very kind of like a serious energy. I'd say Capricorn Venus is more serious about love, similar to Scorpio Venus. Those air signs, Megan Fox, you guys. Megan Fox has her Gemini in Venus, or her Venus in Gemini, like we just discussed. Other people that have this placement: Adele, Margot Robbie, Chris Pratt, The Rock, Channing Tatum, Henry Cavill, Liam Neeson. This is, again, a wide array of people that you might not think have anything in common. However, if you were in a relationship with them, they would have this fun, open-minded energy. People with Venus and Gemini are considered sapiosexuals. That is someone who is interested in your mind. So they want to be with someone that they can have a conversation with. They want to be able to analyze you. They want to be able to talk about, deep things and like discuss things in life with you. Gemini is all about communication. So for these people, if you want to be with them, or if you have this placement, number one thing is to be able to like talk. You got to have things in common. You got to be able to talk. You got to, I look at your Mercury placements, that has to be compatible. Otherwise, if there's nothing to talk about, the relationship's going to fizzle. And this is just, anyway, it's important for you. Also, because Gemini is the sign of the twins, they can be people that are interested in maybe like poly relationships. They can be a little bit more non-traditional. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And Megan Fox did do that post about looking for a girlfriend. So when I saw this placement in her chart, I was like, yeah, okay, Venus Gemini, I can see it. I think it's genuine. Okay, so let's talk about another air sign. Libra Venus. People with this placement: Beyonce, Shailene Woodley, Emma Stone, Will Smith, Adam Driver, Chad Michael Murray. So you guys, this is all about like that true Venus loving energy. Think about like a typical fairy tale. A lot of the time we think like fairy tales aren't real, and they're not. But with Libra Venus, they just might be. These people will do everything in their power to make your love life, make your relationship feel like a fairy tale. So if this is your placement, you definitely want somebody who does like the grand gestures, opens up the door for you, buys you gifts on holidays. If you want to be with someone that has this placement, just know you're going to need to pull out your A game when it comes to like romance. You're going to have to just like pretend like your life is a romance novel, and that's about it. That's how you can get them. Okay. Next, we have Aquarius Venus. Even though Aquarius and Libra are both air signs, they could not be more different as far as their Venus signs. Like what they're looking for, it's night and day. So celebrities with their with their Venus in Aquarius, we have Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles. Enough said. We know about what happened between them. Taylor Swift. I was surprised to see that. Theo James and Jared Leto. Okay. So much I could say about all these people, but what you need to know is that this is a placement that's all about like love that is like quirky and transparent, and like it's like very intellectual. All air signs are very intellectual. So they too need to feel like they can talk to you and discuss things. But for these people with your Venus in Aquarius, it's really about having that Aquarius energy in your relationship. So you guys are going to want to talk about things like, humanity, philosophy, things on a grand scale. And immediately when I was thinking about Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles, I was like, no wonder they connected, because that Don't Worry Darling movie that they were in, it was all about like these philosophical themes of, the patriarchy and people's roles in society. So I was like, I can totally imagine how this happened. They were sitting there over a bottle of wine discussing like these big ideas and talking about how they were going to, make a comment and change society. And their Aquarius Venus placements were just like, we're in love. We're going to need to be together every single moment. So if you like someone with this placement, just know you're going to have to expand your mind, let your true, authentic self come through, and doing things like, volunteering together, or doing like social things. The 11th house rules Aquarius. So you're going to want to really do things that like are expansive and that are positive in nature. Also, bring a bottle of wine over and do one of those like like those card games. It's like we're not really strangers. That's so Venus Aquarius. Like that. You guys will be together. Okay. Last but not least, our water signs, the most romantic, sweet, and sensitive. And yes, I am partial because I do have a water sign Venus. Let's talk about it, you guys. So Cancer Venus, Shawn Mendes, honestly, couldn't be a more perfect example of Venus Cancer energy. So we have Shawn Mendes, we have Anna Kendrick, Chris Pine, and Shia LaBeouf. I never know how to say his name, but he's kind of an example of what happens when it goes wrong. I like to throw one of those in there once in a while. All right, so this energy is like caring, gentle, sensitive. Remember when Shawn Mendes wrote the entire Wonder album about Camila Cabello? There you go. Like in a nutshell, this is that Cancer Venus energy. Cancer is the most nurturing sign of the zodiac. So wherever you have this in your birth chart is where you tend to nurture. So having Venus in Cancer, it's like when it comes to your love life, your relationships, it's almost like you baby that person and it's like in turn you want to be babied. It's a very very gentle, like the most gentle of all signs. So doing things like, being super sensitive, listening to that person, spending time with them, doing things that feel slow, loving, like quality time is probably these people's love language. It's all about spending time getting to know each other and making one another feel at home. Cancer is all about like feeling at home. So if you like someone with this placement, I would say, go like invite them to have a picnic or like bake them something. Oh my God, Cancer people love it when you make them something. So like if you bake them like, some cookies or whatever, like done. And if you have this placement, just know that people who aren't nurturing towards you, who aren't like great listeners, that's someone that even if you kind of like them in the beginning, you're not going to be able to stick with them. Like it's gonna start to grate on you and you're gonna need more softness. Okay. Our next water sign, Venus, Scorpio Venus. Okay. Other celebrities with Scorpio Venus, John Krasinski, Penn Badgley, Tommy Lee. I was like, that's funny. Amelia Clark, Rachel McAdams, Hugh Jackman. So all of these people have this very deep, intense need for their love life, like their relationship to feel like it is transcended. Scorpio is the sign that rules like the Phoenix rising, transcendence, like true soul growth. So these people tend to look for someone that they can really be their most true self, like wounds and all. It's all about unconditional love. So if you get into a relationship with someone like this, just know that you're going to have to go deep. You're going to have to like not be afraid to share everything. They're going to want to share everything with you. It's going to be a connection that transcends like kind of like the day-to-day romantic vibes. It's like they want a best friend, a lover, a soulmate, someone that they can't live without. And okay, so Penn Badgley recently made some comments about how like I died when I saw this. He made some comments about how like he doesn't do sex scenes anymore because he thinks it's cheating or whatever. And I was reading an article about it over the weekend and I was like, where is his Venus? Of course, it was in Scorpio. So that is such an example. It's like these people are really all or nothing. So even though he's an actor and his job is like be on camera and, kiss other people or whatever, because he's married, it's like he said, I don't want to do that anymore. Where most celebrities are like, whatever, it's my job. It's acting. It's not a big deal. This is the vibe. It's like all or nothing. So if you do like someone like this, just know that they're going to be all in on you if they like you. And if you like them, you're going to have to go all in also. Okay. It's a lot, but it's a vibe. All right. Pisces Venus. So people that have their Venus in Pisces, we talked about Machine Gun Kelly, also Lily Collins, Reese Witherspoon, Shay Mitchell, Emma Roberts, Jamie Dornan from the 50 Shades of Grey thing, and Jensen Ackles. So these people, they want a love that is, this goes back to the fairy tale vibe. Kind of reminds me of Libra, except it's more emotional. With Libra, it's like the fantasy, like it's like this fantasy of in their minds because air signs are all about like thinking. This is taking that fantasy in the mind that Libra Venus loves and it's like bring it into the heart. Like they want to feel like their love life is a dream. So you can see how sometimes these people, and if this is you, you have to be really mindful when you get into a relationship that you don't get lost in it. And what's beautiful about this placement is that you guys can get lost in love. You're so loving, you're so open, you truly want to find that soulmate, and you will do anything for that person. So I'm going to say with these people, you're so beautiful and sensitive. If this is your placement, please just like guard your hearts and go slowly because other people find it very intoxicating, the way that you love, the way that you show up. And you have to be careful that you don't uh, get swept away with the wrong person, you know? And so that can lead to really difficult things because you do have such a sensitive, beautiful soul. You're so capable of love. And so what you do want and what you are looking for, and if you like someone with this placement, it's all about someone that is like spiritual and gentle and nurturing. Anybody that has this like, Cancer vibe, or I'd say honestly, the Gemini vibe was good because they wanted to be twins, but you need somebody that really wants to like meld with you fully. Also, fun fact, Pisces, the symbol of Pisces is represented by two fish going in the opposite direction. So I feel like that kind of mirrors the Gemini energy as well. So it's like, it's just finding that other half. So I would say go slow, be careful with your heart. And if you like somebody like this, go slow, be really, really sweet to them. Make sure that if you want to be with them, that you really want to be with them and give it your all. It's a beautiful placement. All right, you guys. So I love love. I love you. I hope that you learned something about your Venus sign. And regardless of where you're at in your relationship status, one cool thing that I have found about astrology is that it really confirms for me that like where you are in life is exactly where you're supposed to be because it's all about like the cycles of your life. So I really think that like dates like Valentine's Day, things like that. Like it's really fun and exciting. But I remember when I was single, I used to always like get bummed out on Valentine's Day and like, Scorpio, Venus vibes, like be so like dramatic internally about it. But just remember that like your life truly is meant to be unfolding exactly the way that it is. So like showing up for yourself, if you have your Venus in Pisces, for example, and let's say you're single today, mm, go do something creative. Like you can nurture your own Venus energy. You can give that energy to yourself. And I also think that the more you give it to yourself, whether you're in a relationship or you're single, like it benefits you. So like I'm in a relationship, but I still know that I need to like feed my own Venus energy so that I can show up and not feel like I'm in a place of need. So just know that like love is love. It's universal. Channel it today. Channel it, give it to your friends, like have a good time. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys next week. If you would like a reading and if you'd like to come on the show, more importantly, I thought of something we could do together. So if you will leave a review, screenshot the review, so I know you left one, and then DM me at Brit Madrid. I want you guys to, well, I was going to say guess, never mind. Do that, leave a review, DM me, and I will randomly pick someone to come on the show next week and get a reading. You can get a tarot reading or you can get a birth chart reading. And we're going to start doing that because I think it'd be so much fun to have you guys on. All right. Love you so much. I'll see you next week.